Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Kirby Super Star Ultra. Last time, we beat Meta Nightmare Ultra and we unlocked our final mode of the game, the True Arena. And this is by far the hardest challenge in the entire game. So let's go ahead and start the challenge up, shall we? So, just selecting Arena, you can go ahead and actually swap between the original Arena mode and then True Arena. So we're going to go ahead and obviously pick the one we haven't played yet, True Arena. The last 10 battles, without a doubt. Beat 10 tough foes, including the final 4. All the new bosses are here. Beat them to become the true master. And that subtitle is not kidding, because this is the hardest challenge simply because we're fighting so many difficult bosses at this point. And there is actually a brand new boss specifically made just for the True Arena. So we're going to be fighting all the bosses that appeared in the extra modes here in Kirby Super Star Ultra. Specifically bosses that appeared in Revenge of the King, Meta Nightmare Ultra, and the Helper Arena mode, Help with the Hero. So all these bosses and more we'll be seeing in True Arena. And be prepared when you first play this on your own game. Be prepared to get killed constantly. This is not an easy arena. So first things first, we have Crackle Jr.'s Revenge. So hopefully this one shouldn't be too bad. We're going to play things pretty safe here, to be honest, because this mode really likes to kick you really hard in the balls. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's that bad. And you don't have many healing options. As you can see, we have 5 normal tomatoes. Not Metamatoes, normal tomatoes. So our health options, yeah, kind of limited. So we got to be careful here. We don't want to take too much damage because if we do, we're not going to have too much of a healing option. Those tomatoes won't do too much health recovery, to be honest here. So yeah, we got to play things very safe. So we have the only real instance of a boss rush inside the boss rush itself. And these are just all the mini bosses that you can encounter in the Revenge of the King mode. So, yeah, they kind of come and gone, and that's pretty much it. So I should also mention here, as you can see, is that you can go ahead and pick between 1 power and sleep. Sleep. Why would you ever pick sleep? I don't get why that's here. It's a joke power to put in the middle of the hardest challenge in the entire game, just to trick you up and to only give you 1 power option. That's pretty much the only existence it has here. It just exists just to screw with you. That's it. So yeah, let's never pick that. And now it's time to lose our helper. I made a helper real quick just for the fun of it, and now we're going to lose it because we're fighting the giant blimp. Great. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind, because just like the normal arena mode, whenever you get into a auto-scrolling shooting section like this, your helper just disappears. Your helper does not come with you in one of these sections because it's only Kirby. So yeah, that sucks. Now we can't use Bonkers at all. I would love to have him for some of the later bosses if I could just have that extra helping hand. I mean, the only boss we got to use it with was Wispy, the easiest boss in the entire game. And he's definitely the easiest boss in this boss rush mode, simply because it's Wispy. He doesn't really do too much to hurt you, so yeah, that sucks. But there, Kabula's now dead, so we're about halfway there. We got 6 more of these guys left to fight, and now we're fighting normal Kracko. So, just gonna wait from the spawn, and just whack him a couple times with our hammer, and then get whacked ourselves, because that's always fun. Be careful here not to get zapped. And please, give me a good pattern. Not really. If he spits on our enemy out, that'll kind of help. And this, we should be able to kill him with. Yeah, there you go. That's not bad. Alright. I'll take it back. He did give me a good pattern. That wasn't too bad. So, we're halfway there. Now time for fight number 6. Lolo and Lala's Revenge. So, this one we should be okay because our hammer can do the nice little twirl moves like this. So, whenever we do our hammer spin like that, we'll be safe because invincibility frames, which I love just for this reason. So here I'm actually kind of spacing things out a little bit, and I'm fighting Lolo and Lala at the same time this time around. Instead of focusing just on the one, I'm trying to get both of them when they're close enough. But now we just have Lala to worry about, so we're just going to go ahead and focus on her. Alright, that's not the best place for you to spawn, but we can manage. That was pretty easy. So now it's time to get to the 4 hardest fights of True Arena. First things first, we have Mass Deity. When you get to the last 4, they're always gonna appear in this order, so you always fight Mass Deity as your 6th fight. So, with that said, same strategy as when we fought him the first time, especially because we have the exact same power-up. So, whenever he's doing his hammer spin like that, just fly above him. And how did that hurt me? That doesn't make any sense. I was far enough away so the hammer would charge up, but as soon as I swung my hammer, I got hurt. How? Just how? How? Let's just go ahead and make our way to the next boss. Oh, that sucks. Took some unnecessary damage there. But speaking of unnecessary damage, that's what this guy's probably gonna cause. Wham, bam, jewel time. Not a fun fight. Not a fun fight at all to deal with low health. So, just be very careful. I missed with the hammer. What's he doing? Alright, he's doing his finger guns. Just hang up here. Do some... Oh, I was gonna say, do some time twirls like this. That didn't work out. Alright, he's gonna go ahead and punch. And the second punch is super quick, so be ready to go. There you go. Perfect. So what is he doing now? Dropping things? Yep. Oh, come on, please. No, we are not dying today, especially when he has literally 1 hit point left. Oh, that was rough. We're pretty much going to eat all the tomatoes. Give me all the tomatoes. You know what? Leave the last one. Because now we have Galactic Knight. You saw how hard he was in Meta Nightmare Ultra. We had the heal, we had to use the screen nuke, we had to use a helper. We get none of that here. I mean, we can use a helper if we want, but no. No. Let's just hope he gives us a good pattern. We want to play this one super safe if we can. So, get him stuck in the corner, that's always nice. So, what's he doing here? Oh, he's flying up, okay. So, this I'm just going to go ahead and knock around. There you go. No, we don't. Please give me that back. Hammer, please. That was rough. Same for this. Please don't. Alright, we're going to just have to just play the distance game a little bit. Shield whenever we can. He's going to do this move, which means we got to fly now. It gives you little to no time to move, so you have to prepare. Alright, stay over here. Shield. Oh, Death Tornado, please. No. That was a really bad spot to get stuck in. I had no choice but to take the damage. Here I'm going to use a helper simply so I can suck these guys up. So if I can just do this. There you go. Let Bonkers just do the rest. Go for it, Bonkers. Man, this is just really nerve-wracking right now. I'm not going to lie. Alright, get in here. Oh, please. Bonkers. Bonkers, please. Help me. Bonkers is just kind of jumping around aimlessly. He's not helping at all. Oh, that was close. We did it. Wow, I can't believe we actually won that. I didn't even see Bonkers swing. Well, let's go ahead and get our hammer back because he's not going to be helpful at all now. So it's time for the final boss and our new boss for the True Arena mode. Remember Marks? We fought him in Milky Way Wishes, and once we defeated him, he blew up Nova. So you would think, oh, Marks is dead. Nah, he survived. And in fact, him blowing up Nova was probably the best thing to have happen to Marks. Because even though he lost some of his power after the wish, absorbing all the power that Nova had made Marks even stronger. You thought Marks was already deadly before? You haven't seen Marks' true form. It's time for our final fight here in Kirby Super Star Ultra. Our final battle against Marks, the rematch of the century. Also a very trippy background too. Welcome, Marks Soul. Now this is basically Marks on steroids. He is so much stronger now. It's ridiculous. So we gotta be very careful with this guy. So again, we're gonna want to play things very defensively, and this is why. His attacks are more powerful than they were before. He does more in general to hurt you. And his attack pattern is a little more random now than it was in our first fight against him back in Milky Way Wishes. So you really have to be careful in this fight. And he'll do a lot of stuff that will really hurt us later on. So now that we already did half his health, I'm expecting some of those later heavier attacks to happen. So just gonna go ahead and wail on him a little bit while we wait here. I'm not gonna do the charge hammer. Oh, this attack. I don't like this one. Fly up here and then drop. Those two balls are predictable, but that's not all he can do when he splits himself like that with colors. The next time he splits himself into colors like that, it will start raining from the sky. If we can kill him before that happens, that'd be great. Because if he rains down the pink and blue balls, it's next to impossible to dodge, and it does a lot of damage. It hurts you when you guard. Same for those energy blasts. Those hurt you when you guard, so don't try to guard it, just avoid them. Alright, come on, Marks. You're almost dead. And he's dead! We did it! Yeah! I can't believe it. Just for reference sake, this is my first attempt. I played this mode a couple days ago, practiced it up. Took me over an hour to beat True Arena on that practice run. Do it here on a recording? Didn't even bother to do a practice run before sitting down for this recording session. First try. Man, I'm very happy with that. That was a really good True Arena. We had some rough moments, but we did it. We came out victorious. And that's everything in Kirby Super Star Ultra. We've 100%ed the game. So, since we 100% the game and beat the True Arena, we get this little cutscene. I love Kirby in the top hat. Give us a top hat for Smash Brothers. I would just love that. I mean, Kirby wears so many other hats because of the people he sucks up and absorb powers. Just give us a top hat. Make it an ultimate costume. I would love it. But yes, now we have mastered Kirby. I am indeed the Kirby Master. So, because we 100%ed the game, now we have the special edition blooper reel to watch back in the theater. And we have a reward movie, The Kirby Master, which is basically just the cutscene we just watched of Kirby dancing around with the top hat. But that's everything. Kind of. We still need to look at these 5 sub-games over here. So let's go ahead and begin with the nostalgic sub-games and start off with Megaton Punch. Megaton Punch here is just basically a game of who's the strongest fighter. So mind the power gauge and then watch the pendulum. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? You can tell these are nostalgic games because they're using the graphics from the Super Nintendo version. These are literally ripped right out of the Super Nintendo version of Kirby Superstar. No extra tweaks, no extra graphical fidelity. It's literally a Kirby Superstar game. Nothing was really changed. Which is why down there in the bottom of the screen, it's just a black picture with Megaton Punch in the corner. In fact, I don't know why it has to flash white when you do these actions because nothing's going on down there. Nothing at all. Wow, okay, it almost looks like a tie. But it's not. We got more. A lot more points, actually. But yeah, that's Megaton Punch. That's a fun little game to play, but it's a nice little distraction. Nothing more to it. And this is one of the only sub-games I can actually do on level 3, so expect us to play every single other game now on level 1. So let's go ahead and try out Samurai Kirby. Press any button immediately when you see the exclamation point. We're playing this one on easy because, man, my reaction time sucks. Especially because I'm recording this off of a DS. I got a little bit of input delay. So any input delay at all, even if it's a fraction of a second, that's enough to make this game impossible to play. So, gonna wait for it. There we go, 13, that's not bad. My fastest button press for this mode is about, I believe, 12. So I want to see if it's any faster on the DS version. That's still 13. This is a really hard game to win. I've never won Samurai Kirby. So if I do, that'd be a miracle. And that was kind of close. I believe DD's fastest time is 15 in easy. So that was very, very close. And there it is. I expect Midnight to be the ending of me because I can never press the button faster than 11. You have to have really fast reflexes. So yeah, that's a fun mode, but I can never win it. My reflexes are not that good. So now it's time to get into the sub-games that are added to the DS version of Kirby Superstar. First things first, we have this one, Kirby Card Swipe. So, touch the same card that's on the touch screen, observe the card on the top screen, and then be the first one to guess the card 3 times. So, we'll pick level 1. Make this a little bit easy to get through. We got 3 cards to pick from. And now we gotta pay attention to what card they ask for. So they want sword, gotta tap sword. As you can see, we just have to have good reflexes here. It's basically like the other sub-game from the original Kirby Superstar. So we don't have to memorize anything here, and that's nice. Just have to tap very fast. Alright, so, oh, barely missed. Alright, so our next one here, let's see what we get. Oh, I didn't mean to, I was wiping something off my dang screen. Yeah, it sometimes makes me wish I can press buttons, so it's wildy. Can't tap it because I pressed too early. As you can see, if you press too early, you're automatically disqualified for that round, so you have to wait. So there's 5 rounds in total for this. What? Oh, come on! I tapped literally on the sword, and it's like, nah, you didn't. Ah, touchscreens. What a gift. There, finally got one right after the first round. It only took up to round 5 that you get another one, and we tied with Green Kirby. So which means we get a 6 draw. It's best of 3, I believe. Oh hey, look at that, it's Rick and Coo. And Birdon, of course, is the one we actually pick. Rick and Coo are from Kirby's Dream Land 2 and 3, so that was nice to see them here. But yeah, that's just really your only reference to Dream Land characters in Superstar Ultra. It's just cards. So yeah, that was fun. Basically another reflex game, so I'm not the best at it, as you can clearly see. So, let's go ahead and do another reflex game, shall we? Kirby on the draw. Tap targets as they appear. To reload, tap the bar on the bottom screen. Watch out for bombs. As you can tell, if you hit a bomb, you lose points, so don't do that. Don't hit bombs. So basically, just keep on shooting any targets that appear, and you'll win. Some targets are worth more than others, so as you can see, normal targets are worth 10 points, but there will be special ones later that give you, I believe, 50. So when there's low moments like that, I'm gonna just reload. So please give us some better things. Normal enemies, as you can see here, only give me 10, but others give me 20. Those other guys are basically powers we can absorb. Man, they're getting quick now, and these are level 1 CPUs. See, this game is really hard to play at level 3 for that reason. You have to have the fastest reflexes in the world. Even on a touchscreen, which is a little bit easier to get to than buttons, still not the best. Still not the best at all. I'm almost there. We only have a couple more seconds, but we're in the lead. And we got a strong lead. Nah, we didn't get anyone at the end, but it didn't matter. We got more than enough points, and we win the game. So, yeah, there you go. 450 points. The closest with 320, which is obviously not even close. So, yeah, that was a pretty solid victory for us, but it was still a little rough at times. So now it's time for our final sub-game. Smack Tracks. What an interesting name. Beware, bombs on your track. Tap the rocks and bugs to get rid of them. And you have to tap the rocks twice to get them off. So, again, another game of reflexes. They do that a lot here because you're dealing with a touchscreen. So, reflexes galore. So, this is basically a 2-round game. This is round 1. And after some time, the game will actually swap your lane. So, that's just how they make things more challenging. So, you gotta be really paying attention on your rail here. So, watch out for those bombs because they will screw you up. And you don't want to tap the wrong thing. So, I tapped food, which is not good. And I did it again, unfortunately. So if you tap food, you get rid of it, but at the same time, you have to watch it, because Metatomatoes will have bugs on them at times. You need to tap that, because if you hit a bug, you don't lose points, but Kirby does get stunned. If Kirby eats a rock, on the other hand, he will definitely get stunned, but much longer. And if Kirby eats a bomb, well, he loses points and he's stunned for a lot longer than anything else. So yeah, just eat food. That's the moral of the story, just eat the food, Kirby. As you can see, level 1 does not have any rocks. But level 2 and beyond does, and you have to be really careful with those rocks. As the description said, you do have to tap them twice in order to get the rocks off of your track. If you don't do that, then you lose. Speaking of which, we made Kirby eat our bomb at the very end, so that kind of hurt us by 1 point. What? Oh my god. Well, I want to show the rocks off, so I guess we'll play this one more time, but 1 point? 1 point. Oh my god. Man, what a way to lose. But this is basically everything now to Kirby Super Star Ultra. We're done. So we're just playing these sub-games now, just gonna have fun and just talk about basically my thoughts on this game overall. And it's a really enjoyable game. If you guys have not played Kirby Superstar, this is definitely the way to play it, because you get more content and it has a lot of good fine tunes about the game itself. So some things that bugged me about the original Kirby Superstar are fixed in this port. Like the biggest thing, for example, is that you don't have to make a helper if you want to get rid of your power-up. Now you can just spit it out into a star, which is a really nice change. And then a lot of the other tweaks they did as well, which are, a lot of minor things, but they do help over the course of the game. Like one of the biggest ones is the map now you can have in Great Cave Offensive. That's a huge deal. So it's a lot easier to see basically what you need to do in Great Cave Offensive for each area, which is great. I love that addition so much. But besides that, yeah, everything else about this port is really good. I wouldn't really call this one a port too much. It's more or less of a remake, because it adds so much new content to the game too, especially after you beat in the arena. And overall, this is the definitive way to play Kirby Superstar. While I may go back to the Super Nintendo version of this game more, I still really enjoyed this version, and it's a version I could recommend to anyone who wants to play Kirby Superstar. But before we end this thing proper, we unlock the Special Edition blooper reel. You get this after you 100% complete Kirby Superstar Ultra. And this is just basically a collection of all the intros to all the different modes, but obviously the outtakes. So let's just go ahead and watch this to end this game. Overall, if you really want to play this game, as I mentioned before, the DS version is the way to go. I do wish, though, that Nintendo would have released this game on the Wii U Virtual Console service. That way people would have an easier way to pick this game up. And while the Super Nintendo version is great, I know a lot of people do prefer the DS version of this game. So to see it available on the Wii U to download would at least help a lot of people track this game down. But it's still worth finding a copy of this game and playing it on your DS or 3DS. It's such a good version of Kirby Superstar, and it just does fix a lot of problems that the original one did have for most people. It is definitely the definitive way to play. And I really enjoyed playing this game for you guys, and I'm glad I finally got to use my DS capture card, because this piece of hardware I used to record all the footage of this game from, this right here has kind of been gathering dust, to be honest, for a while. I bought my DS capture card back in 2016 because that's when I originally wanted to do a Let's Play of this game. I wanted to record this back in 2016, but unfortunately, stuff came up and I didn't get around to this game right away, which is why I finally get to do it now here in 2018. And yeah, it's like 2 years after I bought the hardware to actually record DS stuff. I tried to record this game on an emulator in the past, and I'm not a fan of DS emulators because they're kind of glitchy, and it's very hard to do a lot of touchscreen stuff on an emulator, so I'd rather record on official hardware if possible. And because of this game not being available on the Wii U, well, my only other option was to have a modified DS system to record. So I'm glad I finally got to use this thing, because it was very nice to sit down and play this game on an original DS again. I haven't done that in years. Last time I played through this game was on a 3DS, so it's nice to sit down and play with the original system, and I'm glad I got to use this hardware. So in a sense, this was kind of a good test for me, just to do DS capturing stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to say. There's your blooper out reel of Kirby Superstar Ultra. Overall, really enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And with that said, look at our file completion, 100%. And as you can see, my practice file is down there in Kirby 3, so we 100% everything. We got so many trues. So many trues. So, to end this off, I'm going to mention this stuff. You get group sub games, which is just basically all the mini games we just showed. You can go ahead and play these with your friends via DS download play. But what is more interesting is 2-player Spring Breeze, because you can play Spring Breeze with a friend even if they don't own this game on a DS. The downside to that, though, is that if your friend is playing this game via the DS download play, then they have to play off of your screen, which is not the most convenient thing on a little handheld system like this. So it's a cool idea. We're not going to be showing it off here simply just because, well, it's not the easiest thing to set up in the world for me, so you get the idea. You just basically, as you can see with the Waddle Dee down there on the corner of the screen, you just look over at your friend's DS system and play off their screen. It's a cool idea. I like the idea of it in general, just for the fact that you can play through one of the whole modes in this game without even owning a second copy. So that's great, but it's a weird way to do it. To be honest, if you're going to want to play Kirby Super Star multiplayer, like the entire game with a co-op system, you play the Super Nintendo version. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. So, with that said, hope you all enjoyed this Let's Play of Kirby Super Star Ultra. I really enjoyed revisiting this game. I did enjoy my original Let's Play in the Super Nintendo years ago, but I'm very glad I was able to go back and show off all the new content here in the DS version. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.